Hello, everybody, and welcome to another SIG Windows meeting. Thank you all for attending. So we had a tremendous amount of changes in the last week or so. We probably have about 5 active PRs going on at the same time. Last Friday, we had the SIG node folks go ahead and review a couple of our PRs by Feng Ni and Zhang Li. Zhang Tian. So I think those are probably in process of getting in. I believe Bob's PR is still pending, so we might need to ping SIGNode for that one as well. We had the documentation PR coming from Robert that basically got rebased and is going through the approval today. I went ahead and reviewed it this morning, and it looks good. And then we have the PR coming from Aline and the folks are cloud-based around the creating services out of the different components like kubelet and kubeproxy. And that one is currently undergoing some review. The folks from SIGNode have commented, and Aline is, I believe, has already addressed all their feedback. So hopefully that's on the way in as well. But overall, a lot of progress and a lot of good things coming in from the different folks on our team. Let's go ahead and do a quick status by different folks, and if you guys have a latest status than what I updated, please go ahead and contribute. So let's go ahead with Aline. Can you give us an update from Cloudbase, please?
Yeah, so I updated the PR. I got approved by Token, I think, and then he asked someone else for a review. I addressed all the comments, and most probably the PR is gonna get approved today. I'm talking about the service for kubelet and kubeproxy. Other than that, I'm still working on the CNI, doing a few more tests to make sure everything works. And that's kind of all from me.
And I believe Bob can mention this, but he has some trouble with OVN Kubernetes. So maybe you guys can sync. We're trying to get an environment up and running using the latest documentation, including some of the changes that Robert and his team have made. So I want to make sure that any issues that we found are addressed quickly possible.
Yep, we're working on that.
This is the other one. We need to update the OVS version to 2.9. That would be one. I plan to have a test installer somewhere around this week, and probably a certified one in the, I don't know, 3 weeks or 2 weeks time frame. And also, Aline is updating with the latest OVN Kubernetes bits and pieces, because on that one we still have to integrate a few things on Windows for it to work. Is that right, Aline?
Yep, I'm still trying, because when I did the initial CNI, I did it on an older version of OVN Kubernetes, and some things got changed in the meanwhile, and I still have to update them and test.
Okay, can we do one thing? Whatever changes that we're making, whether that's the different versions to OVN Kubernetes, make sure you go on Robert's PR and update them as well to address the updated data. That way our SIG Windows Getting Started guide has the latest things that people need to use to get this working.
Yeah, I was planning to do that once the PR for the CNI Windows gets in, and just update it and put all the bits and pieces, because now we still have something for tests.
Sounds good, thank you. All right, Bob, can we get your update, please?
Sure. Like you mentioned, my PR hasn't had any traction. I pinged a couple people on Slack, but doesn't look like anybody's reviewed it yet. As far as OVN Kubernetes, I was playing around with that on Azure, and I did run into an issue with some of the more recent commits with the config changes, but I think I have that fixed, so I might issue a PR against OVN Kubernetes later today once I verify that. Yeah, I guess that's about it.
All right, thank you, Bob. I see Jason just joined us. Welcome, Jason. Is there anybody else that has an update? I don't see Robert on, and I know that a few folks from Microsoft are on vacation this week, so they will not be able to join us. I don't see Dinesh here either. So, and Patrick is definitely on vacation. Is there anybody else that has an update that they want to provide?
One more thing from me on the service PR. It works okay. I mean, you can start the service, stop the service. The only issue is that we need to send another update to it later on to gracefully terminate the wrapped process. I think we added the to do, right, Aline?
What process does it need to terminate? I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
So the idea is when you issue stop service, the name of the service, we don't allow the process, for example, kubelet, to actually go until the end and then exit. When you issue stop service, we stop that sequence as is. I don't know if that makes. The idea is we made the common code to be inserted in any type of binary. For example, if you wanted to put it in another kube command, you could do it also there. The only issue is we didn't actually track on every specific command that you have a graceful termination.
Okay, got it. Oh, and I forgot to mention, there's also one more PR that went in on, I believe, on Friday, and that PR was around, let me actually see it, something around volumes getting mounted. If you guys give me a second, I'll find it really quickly. My search is not cooperating right now. Yeah, I can.
It was the mount propagation one.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's the one.
60275.
Yeah, mount propagation is not supported on Windows. So basically that one, since mount propagation is not working, then we actually, there's a PR that went in that blocks it now. So if you try it, at least it will give you a nice error message rather than just silently not knowing what's happening. And then we asked Robert, and Robert added it to the not supported guide as well on the getting started guide. So it will make it in there for folks. All right. Yeah, code freeze was yesterday, so I don't think that we have any in-flight people that are developing. So it's just a few PRs that need to go through the motions of getting approved, maybe fixing some comments, fixing some code, like what Aline mentioned earlier. And then eventually we'll get kind of streamlined for the release. Is there anything else that anybody wants to bring up or make a comment on?
I still have one thing to say. If you look in this commit, I put in the commit message how you should create the service. Basically, when you want to create the service with the register service flag, you have to pass the arguments with single quote and not double quote, since if you use double quote, that they will get stripped by the PowerShell or line.
Quick question on this one, Michael. If we want to add probably documentation for I don't know, Windows admins on how to query the service or change the flags or change the startup type, so on, where would be best to put that documentation?
Given that we try to pull all our documentation into the getting started guide on the Kubernetes IO docs side, I think that would be the best place to put it. For now, given, there's documentation all around Kubernetes for operators and developers and users. But in our case, for Windows specific stuff, we'll try to keep everything in a single page. So we can start there. And if Zachary, who's the documentation lead, decides that he wants to put it somewhere else, and we can let him judge that. But for now, go ahead and issue a PR of that, and we can see what Zachary says.
It's most about Windows services, so I don't know if we should actually put it into the Kubernetes documentation.
I mean, if it's specific to how an operator or an admin can better configure our services for Kubernetes managing Windows workloads, then it makes sense to be there.
Okay.
All right, anything else? All right, guys. Well, everybody have a great day. I'll see you guys in a week. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.